Hey there, Libras. It's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading and your season. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline here, check your other major placements maybe. If I do catch your wavelength or storyline here, there's hopefully I remember to put it in this time. There's an extended and there's a link in the description box to get there. So what I'm going to do this week is we're going to do a traditional tarot spread, and then in the extended I'll do another tarot spread with a different deck on top of that. So each card will be, each placement will be taken together. It's jointly in the extended. So I've already shuffled these cards, so we'll just hop to it. And overall for the reading from the bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands, some sort of brave, brash, bold, courageous communication, fast-moving energy, and there is movement, and it is fast. There might be some messages coming in. This knight moves fairly quickly. It's the fastest-moving knight in the deck. This could be a person, an energy, or a person. Messages, movement. Intuitive, impulsive, possibly creative, spiritual. At the base of it, it's communication and it's fast. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Okay, we have plenty of wands. We have plenty of wands here. So in your recent past, you have Two of Cups. This beautiful connection, a sharing with someone, a kindred spirit, a soulmate, some sort of conversation or connection that filled your cup, your emotional cup. It could be with someone. Usually this card is with a person. Sometimes I think of it as possibly being a connection with a career or connection with an activity or hobby, but this could be any of those, but I'm getting like Two of Cups, an actual conversation, an actual meeting of the minds. There might be some shadows here, but there's something here that fed you. It is like, it's a card of separation. So in the Rider-Waite, at least, these cards there are cards of separation where it's like a moment out of time, or it's out of the flow of things. Like here's our daily life flow, and then here this thing came in. This is one of the only cards in this depiction of the deck that has that to me. Like this is outside your normal flow of events. This was outside your normal flow of events. This wasn't part of your norm, part of your chores, part of your day-to-day life, and it was sustaining. We were poised here for messages. There was communication. It's very clearly heartfelt communication. In your current situation, you have Seven of Wands, standing your ground and defending your space. So you have the high ground, but there's a sense of being a little bit defensive, of maybe having to explain yourself, or maybe defending your land, defending your ground, defending something. There's naysayers here. There's people that think you are really, I want to say off your rocker, or that they disagree. There's a lot of disagreement. This could be internal disagreement where the part of you that has the high ground is having to sort of beat back the parts of you that are more aligned with cultural expectations, with norms, right? They're in a group, they're in the majority. And so there might be a part of you that does indeed actually have the higher ground, trying to make space for something, trying to fight back doubts or doubters. And there's a struggle here to make space for something, a struggle here. Like there's this Knight of Wands, this person with these messages that comes in pretty fast. And then we have the Seven of Wands. So this is also Wands. This is, whatever this message is, it's struggling. It's struggling to make space for itself. It's struggling against doubts and naysayers, and either from the external community, your external community, or having internalized community standards and trying to beat back with these internalized voices of what others expect, of what others think, of what others want from you or expect from you. This could also be anticipating some blowback, anticipating some people disagreeing with you. But compared to the Five of Wands, right, the Five of Wands has a bunch of people with equal voice, equal, it's conflict, but everybody's fighting with each other, and it's all on the same level, on the same ground. So we have different, right? But this is different because you are on the higher ground, and these people aren't arguing with each other. There's a sense of the energy being stacked against you, or something being stacked against you, and you having to make space for something and fight for your passion. But it's not. It's like you have the right, but it's not on equal footing. It's not like everyone's opinion is equal here. There's someone's opinion here, yours, that matters more, and you have a right to defend it and make space for it. In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, you have Five of Swords. You're worried about difficult decisions, difficult choices, people getting hurt, people being harmed in the process. Five of Swords is always an acknowledgement that life does have very difficult decisions to make that are unclear how we should go. This one's sort of like, it's my way or the highway here. You may end up, if you stand your ground here, you're worried that you may end up losing your friends. If you stand for something here, you may worry about alienating people. You may worry about like a winner-take-all mentality, like there's no compromise here. You may lose friends in the process. You may lose something in the process of deciding something. If you decide one direction, there will be losses, right? There's no, what you're worried about, and this isn't necessarily what's happening or what's going on, but this is what part of what might be some of these sticks down here, some of these worries that are attacking you in your place might be worries and concerns about difficult choices, difficult decisions, losses almost at your own hand, but being forced to lose something, being forced into a choice or a decision that where nobody's happy. Nobody ends up getting what they want. This is like an unsatisfactory compromise, or a situation in which there is no compromise available, that it's one way or the other way, and sacrifices have to be made for any decision that you go to. So it kind of looks like you're worried about being backed into a corner, a win-lose situation where nobody's happy with the outcome. Difficult choices, difficult decisions, right? Because if the decision is, do I stand my ground or do I join I almost want to say like these fellow travelers were all with you up until this moment, and now they're like, hey, no, this is a mutiny, and you're trying to stand your ground here, but you're worried about like what do you lose with maintaining this ground, that it's not going to be pretty. What's at issue here is this reverse 10 of coins. There's been a lack of success, a lack of bringing something to fruition. There might be a lack of money, a lack of funds. In the upright, we're talking about a bunch of work having finally paid off and being able to enjoy the fruits of your labors. But we have not enjoyed the fruits of our labors. Maybe we fought for something, maybe we're making space for something, but we have yet to enjoy the fruits of our labors. And we maybe were expecting them at this point, or maybe there's even like a difficulty. Maybe the fruits of your labors have come in, but you're not fully able to enjoy them because you're still in sort of defensive mode. You're still worried about, some sort of decision or some sort of outcome. So you could be, having achieved and acquired a certain amount of success, but still very worried and having to defend it. This is like, getting the house you want, only to realize now it might get broken into, this beautiful, gorgeous house that you wanted, only now, and you worked hard for, and you got it, and now you're realizing, like, wait a minute, people break into this house like every other day. I'm gonna have to put a fence up. And instead of enjoying your house, you're stressed out about it. Enjoying the success, you're kind of stressed out about the success. So 10 of Coins reverse could be either not having achieved that success that you feel like you deserve and that you've worked for and that you've put a lot of time and energy into, or having achieved it but not being able to enjoy it because you're still having to defend yourself against naysayers, defend yourself against intruders into your happiness, right? In your environment, we have the Justice card. So this could be dealing with the justice system. This could also be truth coming in, imbalances being balanced out. So something going on in your environment is bringing some sort of fairness, some sort of balance to a situation. This could be happening to somebody else that you know. That's part of the situation. This could be happening to this other person where you've been connecting and connecting with them. You have connected with them. They could be experiencing some kind of fairness and balancing out of a situation. Justice always talks to me too about integrity and a lack of integrity coming back to haunt and integrity being rewarded. So justice is only a scary card if you know you've been bad, but it's a wonderful card if your conscience is pretty clear. I mean, it's hard to figure out, like, sometimes, you know, about a clear conscience, because sometimes you can feel really good about something that you did and feel like you did the right thing, only to realize that there were a bunch of unintended consequences. And so justice also does talk about the unintended consequences, but to me, it's unintended consequences about energy, the energy you bring to a situation. So something could be coming into balance here in your environment, either that or there's like a legal issue and being resolved, some sense of fairness coming into something feeling fair. Right, especially since we have this 10 of Coins, this not having reaped a reward for work done, this having not received payment for work you did before, this sense of having put work into something but not having received your due, right? Like you worked and then they just never paid you. You never got the check. You did all the paperwork too. You did the physical labor, then you did the paperwork, and then there's just not a reward here. There's no reward for all these efforts. This could be coming in to give the reward for the efforts. Either that or you took them to, like, essentially karma small claims court and we're like, and then okay, we're deciding now. So maybe something gets decided here, some sort of decision or something. But it's all in the quest for sort of a universal karmic balance. And then your to-do list. I love this. This is Queen of Wands. Just be in your vibe. It comes under the 7 of Wands, where you're trying to make space for something. You're trying to fight back these naysayers and debate them and argue with them. And you've got the higher ground. But since you have the higher ground, why not just be in the higher ground? Not just have the higher ground. Like, okay, well, if you guys can get up here, go for it. But until you actually make a meaningful attack on my peace and happiness, I'm just going to sit in my peace and happiness, right? She's like, okay, other people have opinions. Other people have ideas. Other people have opinions. It's like almost like stop fighting other people's ideas and opinions, even the ones you've internalized. Like, just what's your idea? What's your opinion? What's your thought? This is the creative space. This is the spiritual space where we're in our own vibe, in our own energy. So Queen of Wands, you're being asked to just, your to-do list is to just know what you know, sense what you sense. She's highly intuitive. Go with your own intuition and stop trying to convince anybody else to come with you. Just go with your own intuition and silence the naysayers. You can't silence the extra, you can silence your internal naysayers a little bit. You can't really silence the external naysayers. You just have to be so in your vibe that you're not paying any attention to them, that they don't matter, that it just, you know what you know. And there's a sense of, with this Queen of Wands, a sense of ignoring the barriers, or a sense of not seeing the obstacles, because the faith is so great. It's so internal too, and those obstacles are all external. So being in your own vibe, being in your own space. Queen of Wands is very intuitive, a little bit maybe witchy, but she's so much in her vibe that she ends up leading accidentally, and she doesn't really care. She's surrounded by people with opinions and ideas and thoughts and words, and none of it is relevant to her and her personal experience here and her vibe, right? She's here to just unfold the energy, her own energy signature, to just unfold the energy that she has here, that she comes with, and just to be in that. Like, stop answering to other people, even if it's like what ifs that you're playing, what if scenarios in your head, and just being completely in your own vibe and in your own intuition about this, and not really concerning yourself with the people around you or with the cultural expectations or anything like that. And then where you're going, where you're headed, 8 of Wands, lots of movements, lots of messages. Look, and then look, we might even have a little messenger coming in here very boldly with this similar, right? We've got the wand here with the message wrapped around it. This is a lot of fast movement, and we've also got this fast moving person, and then we have this fast moving energy. Like, once you stop doubting, once you stop fearing, the energy can move uninhibited and unimpeded. So 8 of Wands, possible outcome, a lot of messages and a lot of movement into the future. It's almost terrifying. Honestly, it's like these 7 of Wands, it almost looks like they turn into javelins. Okay, well, if you're not going to engage with us directly, then we're going to like just throw these sticks at you. I don't know where that came from, because it's not really a traditional reading, but lots of messages though. And then again, this could be this knight here. We've got a Knight of Wands, a King of Wands. So we've got a messenger. We've got a Queen of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands. A lot about creativity, spirituality, and intuition vibe. All right, Libra, I hope that that was helpful for you. And if you want, you can join me over on the Vimeo side, and we'll do this whole spread all over again, but with doubled up cards now. So, and if not, I'll just see you in a couple weeks then.